Hey, Coach Sass here, back again with you guys. So excited that you made it. Thanks for coming. Sweet Spot Pitching. But for those of you who've been following along with the sequence, this is Sweet Spot Throwing, and this is the one, guys. This is where we put it all together. Okay, so like I said, simplistic in nature, yes. Easy to follow, certainly. If you guys have questions, like I said, shoot me a comment about anything you're not quite certain with. But the concepts are pretty basic, right? We've got the upper body drill, which is the knee drill with a focus on front side control, driving hard over here, and getting that nose out front with a nice flat back, so we're reaching out, right? Like I told you in that last video, as soon as I can get my chest square, as long as my chest is square, and I do that by tucking this glove hard here, and once I reach out, that ball will follow me, right? So, and then we've got the lower half drill, where we're just focusing on driving those hips super hard. Now, upper half, lower half, now the connection and the finish this is where, so when I started this 12 years ago, people thought I was nuts because this drill wasn't being taught, but it was a drill that I knew had value. And I call it a tilt drill, okay? It's our last drill. There's only 3 drills in this series, right? In your sweet spot of throwing, when you're using your body properly, there's these 3 drills: upper body, lower body, and the connected drill. So how does the tilt drill work? Once again, everything I do starts with the same principle: 4 seam grips, prayer position to start, level shoulders. So in this drill, the first thing we're gonna do, okay, is I just want you to practice this, okay? So we're gonna practice transferring our weight back and forth. Okay, so you're just here in the center, and I'm gonna rock forward, and I'm gonna rock back. Rock forward, rock back. What am I doing? I'm just transferring my weight. Now, one of the things I like to do to keep people in mind is, you know, in your bathroom, you know, you got those little at least I used to have these little cups, right? So mentally, what I like to visualize is that I've got a cup of water on each shoulder, right? So, and that's important so it doesn't look like this. I'm not doing this, okay? Notice if I had a cup of water on each shoulder, it's gonna stay right there, right? So we're gonna rock forward, we're rocking back. Okay, this is the genesis and the basis of where we start this drill. Just forward and back, nice level shoulders, okay? So, now the drill goes like this, okay? The tilt drill looks exactly like this. We're gonna rock. Remember, upper body, lower body connection. We've got to start creating this connection where these things start working in tandem at the right time, so we maximize our pull here hard and our push here hard, but those things have to happen at the same time to create this max force that we're looking for, okay? So we're gonna rock forward, level shoulders, prayer position, rock forward. On the way back, we're gonna dump it out, right? We're gonna dump it out just the way we talked about, pushing that balloon down. So rock forward, dump it out. But now this is where it started getting weird for people, is why does this guy have his glove above his head? Because you have to understand tilt. You have to understand shoulder tilt to create maximum drive, right? So if I'm a shortstop and I field a ball, yeah, you're gonna see me be here and here and push across, right? But picture this in your head, for all of you. Right? Picture this in your head. You have a center fielder with a runner at second base, okay? And he's trying to throw him out on a fly ball. Is he gonna catch that ball and go like this? Or is he gonna catch that ball and go like this? Right? Which one looks more right? So like I said, 12 years ago, people didn't realize that this is happening. But I just knew it from my own experience that the higher that I could get my glove, especially when I throw from this position, this position, this position, right? If I'm an over-the-top guy, I've got to find some time to replace that activity. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Otherwise, this one's here and this one's here. And that doesn't work, okay? So what we're doing when we rock back, the other thing I like to talk about, I'm from the Chicagoland area. It's a blizzard out here right now. But if you ever went to a frozen pond and you're just testing to see, you know, if you could step on that ice, right? That's what we want to think about when we go to the back position. I want to be able to lift this toe up, right, and really have all of my weight back here, okay? So when we rock forward, we rock back, I want that toe tap like you're trying to, step on ice, okay? So we're rocking forward, but here's the key. On the way back, you've got to create this, right? I've got to rock forward and start the dump out. That's how I start creating this connection between the upper body and lower body, all right? So level shoulders. We're gonna rock forward, dump it out, back, back, back. Notice my foot is up. And now here's where we really reach out, okay? We reach out and we're gonna stride out with our weight back and finish. And now that leg will come up and over. Now that leg comes up, right? Because I've gone vertical with my upper half, I've fired my hips, and that's when we see that back leg start whipping around, okay? So in real time, just so you can see what this looks like, and I'll help explain some of this, okay? So the tilt drill is this, right? We're gonna rock forward, dump it out, back, back, back. Our glove is up. We're taking the ball out behind our back knee. See how that goes here? Once again, notice my arms are equal at opposite. If I do this, it's still the same thing, right? All I'm doing is creating that tilt. So I hope that makes sense. So this is the third and last connective drill that we have in the throwing series. So we're gonna rock forward, level shoulders, dump it out, back, 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 and then you're gonna pick this foot up, stride out, and finish, and drive over that front side, okay? Now, this is the hardest part for anybody to understand, and I agree. This is one of the hardest things to teach. If you guys are still here, by the way, if you don't want to pitch, that's fine, but I want to help you understand how to throw better. Find your sweet spot of throwing. Tell your sister, I coach my daughter's softball team. They're doing the same drills. Throwing is throwing, right? So tell your friend, like and subscribe. Let them know. Visit Coach Sass. He's going to help you throw harder, more accurately with 3 simple steps, okay? Throwing is throwing. It doesn't matter. But the hardest part to understand is of pitching and of throwing is that as I'm moving forward, right? As I'm taking this step forward, even if I'm just throwing, my weight has to stay where? Back, right? How many guys have played with kids who do this? They see this kid, right? Jump out Jimmy. Well, I can tell you one thing, jump out Jimmy doesn't have anything left because he just spent it all getting down the mound, right? The hardest part about this sport in throwing is understanding that I've got to start gaining ground forward all while leaving my weight back so that I've got this, remember what we talked about, my power is in my backside, my legs and my hips, right? So I can't get somewhere by jumping out. If I jump out, then what do I have left? The answer is nothing, okay? So we've got to practice this. And the one thing that I've said year after year that's helped kids understand this the most, and most of you know where your right ear is, and you know where your right shoulder is. So as you're moving forward, leave your right ear over your right shoulder, okay? So what does that mean, Coach? That means as I rock back, right, as I'm back here, and I'm driving forward, notice that my ear is still here. So my weight is where? Still back, and then I'm gonna commit all the way down hard and through. So right ear, so obviously lefties, left ear, left shoulder. I mean, lefties are strange enough as it is, but please tell me you can understand that. So right ear, right shoulder. So I usually do this drill, like a demonstration where I'll take a kid and I'll start moving his head. And guess where he goes? Well, he goes where his head goes, because your body will follow your head. So think about it that way. If it's easier just for you to say, leave your head back, that's fine. Your body follows your head. So if my head is back, notice my weight is back. So if I'm striding out and I leave my head back, my weight will be back, okay? So putting this all together, the final step in the connective process of your sweet spot of throwing, right, is we're gonna rock, 4-seam grip, prayer position, everything stays the same, right? Rock forward, dump it out, back, back, back. You're gonna take that ball out behind your knee. Your glove's gonna match it. One way that I like to tell people, like when they're trying to figure out, where that glove goes, is I always say, like, just pretend the sun's in your eye, right? And you're going to block that sun. That's about the height that should be. Now, the one thing I see all the time in my school and with my students at any time, right? Here's one thing I need you to understand. We are now trying to create maximum upper body torque. Now, maybe some of you never heard that word, but torque is the ability to twist something really strong, really fast, really rapidly. So whereas normally we're sight lining here over our elbow, when we're trying to create this kind of torque, and this becomes incredibly important for power throws and for pitching. I want you to see it from this angle. So I'm rocking forward, I'm rocking back. Notice now I'm looking out this window here, right? I'm no longer looking over my elbow because I've got more time to create more torque. Okay, we'll dig into this a little bit further, but for now, I want you to have the drill, but I want you to see where I'm looking out, right? I have so many students who do this. They rock forward, they rock back, and now they're trying to see, but this isn't the drill. The drill is here, right? I should be able to see the ball here. See how, once again, I'm equal and opposite? We're creating some upper body torque because we're gonna use that, right? We're gonna drive that much more powerfully forward. Once again, getting that chest square to extend out and really create some power. So, and that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't see an outfielder catch that ball and go this way, right? You're gonna see him do this, right? Just like you see some real strong power pitchers. If you watch them in slow motion, you're gonna see that leg is up and that they're reaching here first, creating all of that upper body torque, okay? So when you do this drill, the most important thing is as you create that tilt, we've got a couple key factors. I say this to people, and they're like, because no one thinks that, they think of like pitchers from, the 1950s and 60s who used to, be here. But our pitchers in modern day that throw overhand with a glove with some tilt are actually taking that ball out behind the knee, right? So when you do this drill, we're gonna take the ball out behind the knee, we're rocking forward, we're dumping it out back, right? Looking out this window. Notice my glove is still in the exact same position, right? I'm just creating a little bit more of this upper body torque that I'm gonna use to create more power, okay? Now I'm talking about this for a center fielder, right? I'm talking about this for an outfielder. I'm talking about this for playing long toss, which we'll talk about, right? We've got a whole series on 2 different types of long toss. Once again, subscribe. That's an incredible series. I'll launch that here a little bit later. But the point is, can you imagine once we get to the pitching side and I'm now 60 feet, 6 inches away, creating this kind of power to use that out front, knowing what I know in 3 simple movements, right? So one more time. I'll do it in front here. So we're gonna rock forward, level shoulders. We're gonna dump it out back, back, back. That foot's up off the ground. I'm looking out my window. And then I'm gonna step out with my head back, pull this glove down, follow through hard. I'll do it this way so you can see. Ideally, on this, you're gonna finish with a flat back, right? This is go watch any of those videos where the outfielders do the do or die throws where they literally wind up on the ground. I don't know if you've seen those, but it's incredible. It's this drill times 100. Like, I don't want you guys jumping on the ground every time, but we're pert near. We're getting close, right? So here we are. So you'll see at the end of this, there's going to be a nice flat back. Just remember that I'm going to be looking out that window because I've got that upper body twist. So rocking forward, dump it out, back, 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 rock out, boom. And now you'll see that leg comes up, whips over. Now that's what, people are thinking that they see, but they don't understand how it gets there. It gets there because my hips are flying this way horizontally, but I'm so far vertical that leg has to come up and around, okay? Last step, remember, keys to this drill. Level shoulders to start. When I go back, so this is why, if I were working with you one-on-one, segmentation, make sure you get this right? Segment 1, right? Just practice level shoulder weight transfer, right? Level shoulder weight transfer. That's segment 1. Segment 2, on the way back, make sure we're dumping it out. So, and you don't have to do any more than that. Segment 1, rock. Segment 2, level shoulder, dump it out. Level shoulder, dump it out, right? I need to create that upper body, lower body connection from a timing standpoint so that these things are happening together and working in a position to where you're gonna throw it harder than you ever have, and you're gonna look at yourself and go, what was that? I don't even feel like I did anything. Because most of us have spent so much of our life trying to create power by doing all of this, and then it just leaves our arm lagging, our shoulders sore, our elbows sore. This is not what you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel your body work in a way that it hasn't before in 3 simple movements. But we gotta make sure we understand what we're getting. So one more time, okay? And this drill, you wanna have your feet just outside your shoulders, prayer position, rock forward, dump it out, back, 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 right? So you can touch that, and then drive out, boom. Finish that pitch out front. You'll see that leg whip up, and you know you're onto something good, okay? Like I said, like, subscribe. From here, we've got a couple Sweet Spot Academy videos. We're also gonna go right into pitching here. So the pitching, if you know me, you know that I like to do things sequentially, and we're gonna go right into it. And it's gonna look very similar, right? Very similar. The next video that I'll see you guys in is called transition. It's one more drill that really locks in upper body, lower body timing. And then after the transition drill, we're going right into pitching. So in my pitching, so you know, so throwing properly took us 3 steps. Pitching takes us 5. And it's just that easy. And you're gonna notice some similarities that make this so fun and so easy. Because listen, from somebody who lived this is not easy. It's not. Sometimes your body just doesn't want to cooperate. But if you know where you want your body to work, it makes it that much easier for us, okay? So, one more time, I want to make sure we really got this locked in. So, right, I've got this same body posture. Let me say this. I didn't say it in the last video because it's going to be super important in pitching. Everything you do, every body posture that we have, remember, my body follows my head, right? So if I'm here, my body's here. Everything we do has to be from an athletic position. So obviously it doesn't apply when we're doing the knee drill, but it does from the hip drill to the tilt drill to everything we're gonna do on the mound. So nose over toes. What does that mean, coach? That means my butt's out and I've got a slight forward lean and I'm more athletic. So when I start this, my nose are over my toes, level shoulders, we're rocking forward, dumping it out, back, looking out this window, right? Do not put your elbow in front and start doing this. You're here, you're creating this torque that we're gonna jump out and fully rely on to create this maximum power in a straight line, right? That's my gift to you guys. I mean, it's, like I said, I've done this for years. I used to do what they call system training for entire travel organizations, where I would come in and show them the exact same thing. So they would pay me very well to do that, and I was happy to do it. And I started this channel because I feel like more people need to understand that this process can be super simple. We just need to know where we're going. We need to know exactly what we want to do with our body and how to maximize whatever power we have. I'm gonna get it for you, okay? But we'll get it together. We're gonna use our body in the right capacity, knowing exactly how to deliver a ball out front with a chest flat out front so that ball follows us. And then it just becomes about high or low, okay? Once again, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, stay with me. This channel will be your one-stop shop. From everything you need drill-wise to everything you need to know from a mental standpoint of how to compete at the highest level. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next video. Coach Sass, out.